City of Ripon Police Commission meeting. Call to order and roll call, please.
John?
Here.
Kevin?
Here.
Arlo?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
President Comerford.
I assume we've all had a chance to review the minutes from the last meeting, which was July 14th. Is there any discussion on that?
I'll make a motion to accept, or make a motion to waive the reading of the minutes and to approve them.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Citizen input? Seeing none. Next order, we need an update from Police Chief.
Sure. Well, thanks for getting together on short notice. Got a couple things to discuss tonight as we move forward, but just kind of update you on personnel where we're at. So you'll remember that one of our last hires was Chelsea Van Gompel. She's currently in recruit school, so she's in about week 14 or 15. So she'll graduate on December 12th, will be her last day in the recruit school. And she's off. She's got a trip scheduled after that, and then with the holidays, so I think around the 22nd, 21st of December, we'll get her in for a few days, then have her off for Christmas, and then back, heavy after that. So things are looking good there. With her and her progress, I get weekly updates from recruit school, and everything seems to be going fine. She did come down, and she's done several ride-alongs with us while she's been in recruit school with the officers on the weekends. And then she came down last week, I believe it was. We had low light training in the evening. So she was in recruit school all day and came down and participated in that with Captain Kurzik and some of the other trainers. So she's been coming down and participating in that. So that's been good to get her already involved in some things, and just starting that involvement and recognition and training, to be able to come for training after she'd been in school all day. That was good on her part to do that and just see some function there.
Where does she live?
It's easy to see it's entirely different. You go to recruit school, it's a lot of scenario-based training, as they do that, but then to actually see that stuff put in motion on patrol, helps quite a bit in that transition. So then after she gets back with us, she'll be in field training. That can run up to 12 weeks before she's on her own. So we can extend that, we can shorten that depending on how she's progressing, and we'll just have to see. But we kind of plan for 12 weeks of field training to get everything encompassed. So recruit school sets the foundation, and then field training sets how we do things here. Processes, procedures, policy, individual to each organization. So that's what we'll do in field training, just to get her going on that. Our other candidate that you'll remember, we refer to him as Texas Tyler. He was the guy from the Army. So he was scheduled to be done with the Army this week. On the 21st, he was scheduled to be done. But the events from the last few weeks or month in Washington, D.C. have kind of put that on hold. So he was notified probably about a month ago when the shutdown occurred that everybody that was supposed to be processed out at the end of November was put on a hold. So it could be 45 days before he's processed out. So best case scenario, we're hoping mid-January. Worst case scenario, February now, before the Army be able to transition out to get out. So we've been in communication with him. We email him, we talk to him by phone, we text him. So we're staying in constant contact with him to get updates on what his status is. But worst case scenario, it could be February before he's here. So it's kind of nice for our timetable, because we will be able to then have an opportunity to get Chelsea through the majority of that FTO process before he comes on. Otherwise, we were looking at having both of them at the same time training, and we were already talking about some scheduling and how we were gonna do that with our field training officers and that type of thing, so. Might not be a bad thing that he's actually gonna start a little bit after her, which will help us with that. He does not need to go to recruit school at this point. So there's a process in Wisconsin, you can take what's called a reciprocity exam. So Wisconsin will recognize your certifications from previous law enforcement experience if you're from out of the state. So he's qualified based on his credentials and his training already. He's been through a federal law enforcement academy. He's got that where the state of Wisconsin has said, yes, you qualify to take the reciprocity exam. So he has two opportunities to take that exam within a year. If he passes the first time, then he's certifiable and then we move on. If he doesn't pass it in 2 times, then he's got to go to recruit school. Okay. So what we're planning on is getting him, so he's very strong in the criminal investigation area because that's what he does for the Army. But we will work through with him the average day-to-day patrol officer stuff, which is completely different. So, you know, things like writing traffic citations or processing OWIs or responding to domestics, you know, that's all different from what he's been doing. So we need to get that and the foundation laid there that he would get in recruit school to get through that process. So we'll see how that goes. But that's kind of the plan now with both of them. So where we're at. Any questions about either one of them or that process? Okay.
When did you extend an offer to him?
Specific date, I don't know.
Actually, I could tell you, it was the end of July,
Oh, yeah.
because that's when the other officer left us. So right after that, we extended an offer to him. He was in several processes with ours, so we offered that extension, or that offer, knowing that well, actually in August, he came up to visit us. So we got him up here and in person, the first part of August. We met with him, he spent pretty much an entire day with us. We had his wife with him, and she went up and met, we set up an appointment for them to meet with the school district. So they went up and met with the principal at the school for his children. And Officer Michaels addressed any, concerns they had with school districts, because they have young children. He spent pretty much the day with us, did a ride-along with one of our officers. We took him around town, we, went through a lot of things internally with discussion with him, so it was right, I think, right then when we offered him that. He had some follow-up testing he had to do, and then, psych, he's completed that. So we've just got, we were anticipating November, and now we've just been pushed back because of the shutdown, so. Sometimes, a lot of times you see that shutdown stuff out in DC, and you think, oh, that doesn't affect us. Well, this is a situation where it did this time, so. Yeah, it's just kind of where we're at. So we've got already time invested in him, but he's been very open with us and he understands that, and he has been very complimentary of that process, so.
Do they intend to live in Ripon?
He actually, well, he wants to eventually purchase a house here. That was one of the last few months he's been struggling finding housing up here, and it's a little difficult to be in Texas to try to find something here.
Yeah.
So I believe in our last conversation, he found a house rental in Rosendale, just for the time being, until they get up here and get situated, and then they can figure out what they're gonna do after that. So, yeah.
There's 3 houses for sale on Scott Street.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a little small for his family, so yeah. With that, so basically we're down those 2 positions with Chelsea in recruit school. We're waiting on him, and then we've had an officer that's been on family leave quite a bit, so almost like 2.5, 3 positions we've been down. So our overtime has been a little high. Officers are picking up a lot of shifts, they're working a lot of extra shifts to cover. So We've kind of felt that. Captain's done a really nice job with scheduling. But that's a continual process, you know, that can change daily. Somebody can come in and have something come up, and funeral leave or family leave or something, so continual work with that. And I can't say enough about the job that Captain's been doing, because we haven't had a day shift sergeant. So this whole time since Borkenhagen left, so all of those responsibilities that he was doing have fallen onto the captain's shoulders as well as the other things he's responsible for. So he's done a really nice job in carrying the load for basically two positions for this entire time. So it'll be nice. With our discussion later about the promotion process, then we're gonna transition the most senior sergeant to days to relieve some of that workload from him that will go back to the sergeant's position. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, that's, so a lot of things happening with scheduling, overtime, those type of things. We've got some events coming up here with, basically I think our last big event here for the year will be Dickens. So we've got like 7 officers coming in, extra officers coming in for like the parade, because that's getting bigger every year. And then a couple officers for the living windows, but the parade is where we really need the extra help. So we'll both be in, and then we'll have 5 other officers coming in. Actually, Chelsea's gonna come in and work that night for us to help us with traffic control, so yeah, that's our last big event, I think, for the year. Line walk last week was pretty big, 600 plus people, so we had a couple officers in for that. But now we can kind of, you know, summer's done, concerts are done, so till the end of the year here.
So fully staffed would be,
15 officers, including us.
and you have,
Right now, we're at 13.
so you're still looking for one more besides the Texas.
No, we got Chelsea coming in.
Okay, so
And
then
then
fully
Texas.
staffed would be at the earliest, March,
Probably. Yep.
which means you have to keep juggling scheduling and overtime and extra shifts till then.
Yep. Yeah.
What does that do to your budget?
Well, I mean, it makes an impact on it, but I mean, for the most part, I mean, everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing in regards to picking up shifts and stuff, and it seems, I mean, it's getting a little low, you know, put it that way, but I mean, it could be a lot worse. So, I mean, obviously, I'll compliment the chief too. I mean, obviously, when we see it necessary, we'll step up and we'll come in at it, you know, work a 4 AM shift or something like that, so we're not running everybody to the max on that too. So, you know, we've all been there where we work, and it's like it gets tiring. I mean, we have a family life and stuff. A lot of people do like their time off too when they can get it, so.
Brad came in a couple weekends ago and worked Saturday. A day shift, 12 hours on a Saturday. We've been splitting coming in at 4 AM between the two of us too, so we'll come in, because what tends to happen is, so if we have one day shifter coming in at 4 AM, we have a gap between 4 AM and 8 AM when we both arrive, or our SROs arrive. So we need another officer here between 4 and 8. So either he'll come in or I'll come in
Even
sometimes.
the SROs have been helping out too.
SROs will come in and help out, so kind of spreading the pain a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll get through it. This job is not like a lot of other jobs where if you have somebody that calls in sick, well, then you're just down that guy for the day, you know. With us, we gotta have somebody here, so you gotta fill that spot.
Scramble.
So, yeah, so, and we don't have a lot of sick time abuse, anything like that. That's not at all what we have. This is just filling in those spots because we are short right now, so yeah, but we'll get through it. And again, that, you know, talked a little bit about that, moving that sergeant to days after this promotion will help with a lot of the things that Brad's been doing, and then just the administrative stuff. And then free him up to do other projects that we've got in mind, so. So yeah, that's pretty much, is there anything else you can think of for update since the last meeting?
No other anticipated retirements?
Not that we're aware of.
Yeah.
Well, probably 27 will be the next one.
Okay.
Yep. We've had an officer that's expressed that he'll be going in 27.
Sure.
That's enough notice.
What's that?
That's enough notice.
Yeah, so that could change.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's, yeah, the most recent, I think the last time we got together, we did the promotion for captain and for sergeant. So Danielle Lawazern was our promotion for sergeant. She's done fantastic. No complaints at all. She's really done some projects. We just had her redo the entire field training manual for us. It was a big project, so she took that by the horns and tackled that, and she's been doing great. A lot of respect from the other officers with her. She does great work. Very happy with her performance in that sergeant's role.
Yeah.
So, great. Any other questions before we move on? Okay.
Okay, item 5, adjourn to closed session. Under Wisconsin statutes 19.85, parent 1, parent C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility.
If you take pass those around.
Cameras on?